Bob Dylan still got it? Damn right. Damn right. Yeah, I'm not really one for going to gigs. I keep bypassing all these concerts. I have seen Dylan 4 times. First time I saw him was in 1993, Point Depot, Dublin. Not a bad gig. It was on the Oh Mercy tour, I think, even though Oh Mercy was probably out nearly 3 years, 4 years, but he did a lot of Oh Mercy stuff. 2001, Kilkenny. That was a big gig. It was kind of lacking energy and stuff. Elvis Costello and the Attractions were support, and they were fantastic. Also saw him in 2014, Marquee, Cork City. I thought his voice was shot at that stage. Good band, poor sound in the Marquee, as you always get. Terrible venue. But last night I saw him in Killarney, County Kerry, at the Glen Eagle. He played 2 nights, Sunday and Monday. And I was absolutely blown away. What a performance. Incredible. His voice, I never felt once that it was kind of croaky or gone, as they say. He was well able to do it. Yeah. Did play 5 or 6 classics, but a lot of stuff was from his later years. I think Rough and Rowdy Ways, because this tour was supposed to start 5 years ago, and then along came the COVID malarkey. So yeah, and that was it really. Sellout, or he sold out. Sellout. He's a sellout. Yeah, fantastic. The band were incredible. Anton Fig on drums. What a drummer. World class. He's played with everybody. Just, Google him. Tony Garnier, bass. He's been with Dylan since the late 80s. Incredible bass player. Both on electric bass and double bass. An amazing musician. I think he's his musical director as well. Bob Britt, guitar. Again, has played with them all. And Doug Lancio, another hot shot who's played with everybody. And at one point, some of the new material is complex. There's a lot of chord changes and stuff like that, which is amazing for Bob Dylan. But I think that kind of started happening when he started working with Dan Lanois. But interweaving guitar, when I was closing my eyes, like the venue was, I'd say maybe 3,000 seater max. Close my eyes. It was like listening to a vinyl LP cranked. The sound was just absolutely amazing. You could hear one guitar over here. It was he used a kind of a 50s Strat through a small Tweed amplifier. The other guy had a semi. I don't know what it was. It definitely wasn't a Gibson 355. But did he have a Hot Rod Deluxe or something like that? But you could hear the guitars and then the bass. And the bass player, he was so into it. And Dylan was playing piano most of the night, and his piano playing is just astounding. He's amazing now, and he's playing complex stuff. Some of the songs had descending chords and stuff, and very jazzy, Now he wasn't tinkling like Bruce Hornsby or something, but man, I was so amazed. It was yeah, I felt like it was a sermon, you know what I mean? And I'm not, I live gigs, first song, second song, it's like, whoa, look, I'm here, I'm standing in front of whoever, I'm in the same room as whatever. But no, this was, I just switched off, forgot everything, and it was just amazing. He finishes up tonight in the Point Depot in Dublin. That is the final gig of this tour. man, it was just, yeah, I'm so glad I went. Yeah, I kind of got tickets by accident. A friend of mine said, if I got tickets, will you drive there? You know, it's about an hour and a half to drive. And I said, yeah. Didn't think he'd get tickets. Bang, he got tickets. So tickets were bought 2 months ago. Would it have been better if he played a lot of older material? No, the new stuff is more complex. You know his old catalogue. He actually does them in a way sometimes that they become unrecognizable. It's all over now. Baby Blue was definitely there. Desolation Row was there. What's the other one? I'll Be Your Baby Tonight. He kicked off with that, and he finished up with Every Grain of Sand. And that was a song that my mother, loved. She was a big Dylan fan. I kind of got back into Dylan over the last 10 years because of her, and she's sadly passed on almost 2 years ago. But no, I kind of half went because she did see Bob in 2014, thankfully, but I kind of went as a kind of almost like a pilgrimage in her memory, and it was quite I was kind of sad most of the gig because I was because I felt she should have been there, and now I'm kind of getting a bit amazing. So there you have it. It just made me think really that a lot of stars get old and people say, oh, they should jack it in or whatever, but I think he's probably at his peak and this is the way he'll go out, and that's fantastic. He still sells out. He's always sold out. He's more popular than ever. I could hear people in the back saying, I saw him 10 times, and some people say I saw him 20 times and 30 times, and they go to every gig, and incredible, So here is, I think, just a typical set list from the tour. This actually, I think, is from the Sunday night at Killarney. He did add the Lakes of Pontchartrain at the end. But this is kind of basically what he played last night. I think, again, maybe there might be a few omissions or a few switcheroos, but yeah, there you go. But normally, you go to a gig, you're standing there, the sound is poor, you're lessened $100 or €200 out of your pocket, and you're looking at you're listening to an artist that can no longer sing. Well, Dylan has still got it, and I'm very, 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 very happy that I saw him. So yeah, I wasn't expecting what I actually experienced. So yeah, so I would say thanks, Bob. So thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and take care. Oh, don't forget to press the like button, because I like you, and you can exchange the favor.